All right, gonna get a bit of a recap of what's been quite a bit of work. Again, just a reminder, cut out 2 feet out of the middle here, planning for the B pillar to then move back 2 feet to drop into this area. This is sort of over the rear seat. There's a double structure. And so going forward in the vehicle, we'll be putting this, again, will be butt up against right here, exactly 2 feet, moving up to here. And like I said, the B pillar will then drop in this area here. And then eventually there'll be a new inner rocker, which will go from all the way from the front to the back. So this will be butt welded, but the center, the middle rocker will be all new. And then the outer rocker, of course, will also be front to back, all the way new, all the way back to here. On this side, on the passenger side, we did a bit of touch-up repair. Well, more than that. I had to repair a bunch of a whole new piece in here, and then this, of course, that's still all going to be repaired. On the rear frame, where the radius arm or the trailing arm from the independent rear suspension was all good, but then just had to kind of repair that again. I'll be doing some more welding on that, but on the driver's side was, yeah, pretty rough. And you can see from up here in the seat area, cut this whole piece out to get at the rot. There'll be some more work to do up here, but that's not super structural at this point. But repaired a piece into this, into the package tray, I guess, the back inside the trunk, and then a piece of this frame above here, which kind of loops around the wheel well. And that's been repaired, a new piece. And then again, I could cut this all out. This was also rotten down here, which made some piece for. Hasn't been fitted yet, but we'll go right into there. The major work, ridiculous amount of hours of work, was cutting out. Okay, there's a cross member here above the suspension, a frame that was rotted right out. They put similar thickness of material in there, which again butts up into that flange up in this area. Then on the outer part of this rear suspension, cut it off to the good material, and then here the back went that far back. So this whole piece just took a lot of patterning from there all the way up into this area here. What I did was just cut out all of the rot, so basically to this flange, and then mounted the new piece, whole new piece framed in here. So there's the back. It was simply folded on the inside in here to come to the front. And then what I've done is just made similar 14 gauge material into angle iron, and then did some shrinking and stretching for each side to basically also replace this piece. This has been replaced again. Some of that's still got to be fixed, the inner rocker, but at least this piece is repaired. This flange is repaired up to the old flange, and yeah, it's all super solid now. And then to give you a sense of the pattern, this is kind of the original pattern piece there, which if I force it in, it will fit right into all the gaps. And it actually had to pry it out a second ago to get it out. Other than that, this is the mount for the front trailing arm bushing, and then in front of that is a bracket, as you can see up in here. So I needed to return this piece, again, that was all rotted out, pickled it off, got the original piece clean, and then mounted the right position from the independent suspension. And then that needed to be mounted because there's a retaining bracket that goes from here and then bends up and then is mounted up into here, which I also had to make with captain nuts inside there. So basically, yeah, just a little bit of spot welding, and this then will be all done. And then we can make the big move of moving the whole vehicle back, cutting the roof at the top. And the plan is to lift with the front part of my lift, to lift the front of the car, but then it's going to want to tip up. And so we'll use some rope or chain from the back, the lifting mechanism over the roof to stop that from tipping. So we're not lifting it very high, but we're going to be very careful. But hopefully that's going to be a success. Johnny's Garage of Botch.